TV News, I am Nefisat Abdurrahman. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has again increased the price of the premium motor spirit PMS, marking the third upward adjustment within a week. The refinery made the announcement of the price hike to marketers on Monday, raising the gantry price of premium motor spirit to 1,175 naira per litre from 995 naira per litre announced on Friday. This is said to represent an increase of 180 naira or about 18.1% within 3 days. The refinery equally revised the gantry price of automotive gas oil, commonly known as diesel, to 1,620 naira per litre. Leadership TV reports that the refinery recently increased its PMS to 995 naira per litre, up from 874 naira per litre at the weekend, a hike that has pushed fuel pump price to above 1,000 naira per litre nationwide. For the second time in one day, a faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, where the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde belongs, have suffered another setback as the Court of the Appeal in Abuja voided the National Convention of the party held in November 2025. The Appellate Court held that it was wrong of the party to have proceeded with the convention despite a subsequent order not to go ahead until conditions set by the Federal High Court were complied with. Justice Peters Lifu of the Federal High Court in Abuja had on November 14, 2025, ordered PDP not to go ahead with the convention until chairmanship nomination form was sold to a chairmanship aspirant and former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido. The Court of Appeal said that PDP made a somersault when, instead of appealing against the Federal High Court decision, opted for a court of coordinate jurisdiction where it got a favorable judgment that was obeyed. On the international scene, the Israeli Defense Forces (IDF) says it will target Mujtaba Khamenei, son of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who has been named Iran's new supreme leader. Khamenei was unveiled as supreme leader on Sunday after a decisive vote by the Assembly of Experts, a council of clerics tasked with electing the country's leader. His father was killed last Saturday in the first wave of U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran. The Ayatollah's daughter, grandchild, daughter-in-law, and son-in-law were also killed in the military operation. Ahead of Khamenei's election, the IDF warned that the long arm of the State of Israel will continue to pursue the successor and anyone who tries to appoint him. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has attributed the delay in the payment of February 2026 salaries for staff of the Federal Ministry of Steel Development and 4 federal agencies to shortfalls in personnel cost allocations. This disclosure is contained in a statement by the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, issued on Monday, noting that the affected organizations experienced funding gaps in their salary budgets for the month. According to the office, the delay affected the Federal Ministry of Steel Development, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, the National Rural Electrification Agency, Kamuku National Park, and the Council for the Regulation of Freight Forwarding in Nigeria. The delay was caused by the salary shortfalls recorded in the personnel cost allocation of the affected MDAs, the statement read. The OAGF said the clarification was issued in response to concerns raised by civil servants over the non-payment of February 2026 salaries in some federal organizations. It explained that the affected ministries, departments, and agencies had also been advised to engage with the Cash Management Office of the Federal Ministry of Finance to resolve the shortfalls responsible for the delay. A group, the Coalition of Concerned Nigerian Citizens, has staged a peaceful protest at the headquarters of the Nigerian Revenue Service in Abuja, demanding a review of the appointment of executive directors in the agency. The protesters gathered at the entrance of the agency's headquarters but were prevented from gaining access to the premises by security personnel, including officers of the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies. The demonstration, described by organizers as the second phase of their protest, was conducted peacefully and without any reported incidents of violence. Addressing journalists during the protest, the convener of the coalition, Comrade Amande Solomon said the group was concerned about what it described as irregularities in the appointment of executive directors representing the country's geopolitical zones in the revenue agency.
According to the law, the appointment should follow a rotational arrangement among states in each geopolitical zone in alphabetical order. However, what we currently see contradicts this provision. That is the reason why all of us from the 6 geopolitical zones, the last geopolitical zone is in solidarity with the other 5, so that these breaches should be corrected. Yes. The breaches are: Benue State should represent the North Central on the executive board, not Niger State that someone from there is currently occupying the position illegally. Yes. Is that right? Yes. That's not right. Yes. So, Jigawa State should represent the Northwest, not Kano. Yes. Abia State should represent Southeast, not Imo. Yes. Ekiti State should represent Southwest, not Lagos. Yes. Furthermore, Section 17(1) of the Part 4 of the NRS Act 2025, as contained in the certified true copy, states that this appointment must be made to represent each geopolitical zone. What is obtainable now is irregularity. It is not done that way. Some states are being shortchanged, which is thoroughly bad. That is why we are out on the street, and we shall continue here till our demands are met.
Solomon alleged that the appointment did not follow the provisions of the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act 2025, which he said requires that the positions rotate among states within each geopolitical zone in alphabetical order. According to him, the group had earlier drawn attention to the issue during the first phase of its protest held on February 16, 2026, but said there had been no response from the management of the agency. He said the coalition decided to resume the protest to press for what it called compliance with the law governing the appointments. The convener explained that the law provides that the president appoints 6 executive directors representing the geopolitical zones of the country through a rotational arrangement among states in alphabetical order. He argued that some states that should have been considered under the arrangement were allegedly bypassed in the appointments, a development the group said should be reviewed. And that's it on Leadership TV News. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website on www.leadership.ng. I am Nefisat Abdurrahman. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have